What's going on, world? I am Wesley from A Connection TV, the network, the one channel on YouTube where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And some similar connections that we're going to try to adopt with is with Miss Young, Miss Beautiful, Miss Anna. What's going on?
Hi, how are you?
How you doing today?
Good.
Good, good. Are you ready for Christmas? Do you celebrate the holidays? What's going on in your world?
I'm not a big holiday person, but I'm going to fly up to New York City to go visit my father who lives in Connecticut.
Oh, okay. All right. Shout out to Connecticut. I'm from Hartford, Connecticut, actually.
Are you cool? He's from Litchfield, or he lives there currently.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool. So, a lot of drama is happening on your show. And it's a pretty intense season because of the bad blood connections that you guys have with each other living in this house. What made you decide to audition for anything related to MTV?
Well, I actually didn't audition. I was in Central America and they had given me a call, and it was weird because my phone was working, so I was like, I have to answer this. And they had seen an interview that I had done with my sister, and like a family interview for her real world casting process. And they asked if I would be interested in an old show called Road Rules that they were going to bring back. So,
So that's how they got you.
And I figured like I might as well be doing the same thing I'm currently doing, just like being filmed.
Yeah, pretty cool. Actually, I would love to see Road Rules back. I'm not sure why, Road Rules stopped, but that would be cool to see it. Do you think that you would have been good on Road Rules?
Oh, I thought I would have been a great competitor.
Okay.
A lot of it is like mentally challenging as well because you're in such a small confined space. We actually did do like a little Road Rules thing when we got to the house. We had like the RV that we drove to Seattle from Portland. And yeah, no, I think I definitely would be good at Road Rules.
Okay. So for everybody that does not know and some people that don't watch Real Road, explain the bad blood between you and your sister Katrina.
Well, we actually like had talked the entire time. Like I knew it's such a long story, I feel like, to go into it. When the producers about a third of the season through when we were filming had actually revealed the name Bad Blood to us. And a couple of the castmates, we had all, had our speculations on what it would have been. And we had come up with like unfinished business. And that is something we thought would have been like more relatable than like the bad blood to our situation. But I mean, we're like normal siblings. We fight.
Right. So between the two of you, it wasn't like I hate her. I don't want to ever see her again.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Yeah, my little sister, I love her more than anybody in the entire world, and I know Katrina loves me just as much. And so I mean, but of course, we definitely being that close, you know how to push each other's buttons. So.
Got you. Before the video cut, you were explaining that you and your sisters weren't like enemies, like you associated with each other, you just had that sibling rivalry. That's the case?
Yeah, I mean, just like normal siblings, like we definitely fight. And I feel like MTV milked it a little bit. Like the first time when they had done the interview with me, and this was on Katrina's behalf, and they just wanted to do a Skype interview and speak with me. And the girl, when I came on, she's like, okay, go do your makeup, go do your hair. This is going to be on national television. You need to look like you didn't just wake up. And I was like, okay, damn. Like, yeah. I was like, okay. But, like, I knew from the get-go that Katrina was just a solid pick,
Yeah.
So, and when they had, and the girl, the entire time, I was actually kind of hasty or, like, salty towards Katrina. I was like, Katrina, the entire time, she's like, what's your issue? What's your issue? And I was like, what did you tell this bitch about me? Like, I was, like, pissed. So that's how that worked out. And so they knew from the beginning. We kind of went over, like, the different times that people got cast for the show.
Yeah.
And they flew out there, and we were, like, the first ones. Katrina was a shoo-in. I just happened to be her bad blood.
Got you. Okay, cool. So when you get to Portland, like, what's going through your head when you see your other bad blood castmates and you're starting to introduce yourselves to each other and you're just sitting out there? Like, what did they tell you? What was going on through your mind?
There's so many different things going on. But when I got to Portland, I had always constantly questioned if I was going to be put in the house with my sister. And we had spoken every single day, multiple hours, because you have a lot of time on your hands. And Katrina had given me like the lowdown on everything. Like I felt like I knew everybody going into the house.
Okay.
And she told me there was no space in the house. She's like, even if you were to join, I don't know where you guys would stay. So and then like it was just real, because I remember in the beginning, the first episode, I was like, I thought you were gonna put me in a house with my sister. That was like after I had asked them several times. I was like, road rules, right? And so like it's just all these people are lying to you, and they're so good at it.
Right.
I don't necessarily say I'm like gullible, but I'm just like, there's only so much that I feel like somebody can lie to your face.
Right.
But yeah. Never date a producer, and it was just overwhelming because I was like, y'all just lied. Now you're telling me the truth. Like, it's no big deal.
Did anyone seem weird to you, like in the group that you first initially met, like out of Kim and Cassius? Did anyone kind of like was like, okay, I don't really know about you, but we're on the show?
No, I wouldn't say that. Like I was the sixth person to get there, and I had been in a Starbucks parking lot for like 4 hours before they dropped me off, with like no communication to the outside world, like nothing. So just drinking coffee for 4 hours. Super pumped already to meet the roommates, and like Cassius comes up, and it was just a completely different vibe because he was just kind of like taking everything in. And I'm like, okay, that's, a little different. Like, I don't know. He was just, everybody seemed so cool, and I'm like this spaz over here.
Was it weird being in front of the cameras, like literally having everybody like following you everywhere you went?
Oh, for sure. Like, and you get to like mess with the camera guys. Like, I would fuck with them so often, but they would fuck with me. Like one time I was at the gym and I was like, really, you need this angle right now? And then like they'll come like right up in your face, and you're like, you're such a dick. Get out of here.
Yeah. So on the ride through the RV, you guys are getting to know each other, and you're talking about the other halves. I remember Kim really going in on Tia about her fake accent. What did you feel like the vibe would be if you were to go meet all of these people in the house? You were headed there. What did you think initially that the vibe was going to be like when you guys were in that RV heading to the house?
Initially, I thought it was going to be cool. I mean, I don't know. Because this was an experience that I did want for my sister. For so long, they were saying, you're going to be on your own show. And I was like, this is awesome, because as an adult, I really don't want to be in the house with my sister for 2 months. Like, as an adult, I don't want to fight on national television, you know? Like, there's going to be arguments regardless of how petty they are. And so I was just excited. I mean, I knew we were going to be fine. Everybody else was kind of on the fence, I guess, about it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Nervous and kind of like cautious. We saw you get a little emotional too, saying that, you didn't want to be in the house with your sister. What was going through your mind?
Well, kind of like I touched on before, just my sister, I wanted her to have this as her own experience. Like, we're even apart.
Yeah.
So we always grew up, same best friends, like, went to the same high school. Like, that was a very small school, so we were in all the same classes. We had lived together outside of, our childhood. And we just have always kind of done our own thing. We've never really grown up individually.
Gotcha.
So
yeah.
I wanted to have this as her own thing.
Makes sense. So was it love at first sight or lust at first sight with Peter?
Seriously? You're gonna go?
Come on now, because y'all know y'all had a little... It seemed like... Okay, so let me tell you what I think... what I felt when I was watching it. It seemed like you were really into Peter. You were really attracted to Peter. But Katrina was kind of like there all the time. So you never really had an opportunity to really give all of your attention to Peter because Katrina was always there. And it seemed like at the end of everything, you chose Katrina over Peter. Is that accurate? Is that not accurate?
I mean, it's like the beauty of editing. I'd rather have it be like something like super petty like that than like an actual serious issue over a dude. So I'll take it. But no, that's definitely not how it played out before. I don't mean to like call MTV out on their editing, but a lot of things like aren't in order, and like I get it, it goes along with the story,
right?
And makes for a more interesting one. But no, that wasn't the case at all. I got in the house, and I think I overheard like the confessional of him, like, I will never let anything get in between us, and I'm like, yo, gotta ditch this guy. And like the way things played out was that like the confessional happened like before I ever had like the talk with Peter, and so I was like, oh, opportune moment.
Oh, wow.
Go for it, you guys. Like, like I didn't want to tie myself down. Like Seattle's full of like hot ass guys.
Got
And
you.
sister, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's interesting because I know you guys weren't really in the house for that long for you to fall like madly in love. You know what I'm saying? But it just seemed like there was a sort of connection and then it just ended.
Yeah, it was like a 2-day like interest in somebody that turned into like a 6-week like romance. God forbid Katrina like take away like the lovers who are like forbidden.
Right. Okay. So then, I mean, in that retrospect, it makes sense that it really wasn't that detrimental to your existence to keep, hanging with your sister over, being with the guy that you just met.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts about the rest of the castmates when you meet them? You meet Tia, you meet Mazarabi, you meet Theo. What were your thoughts in the beginning?
Well, I had kind of met them all either like on Skype when I was talking to Katrina, or I had spoken so much like about them.
Oh,
or
really?
Well, to Katrina, like just asking her, we're sisters, we talk about
Gotcha.
the like, so this roommate and where are they from again, and who is this, and
Right.
so that was the one that kind of pieced everything together for like the castmates, and that's why I was asking so many questions because I actually kind of like knew everybody. When I initially met everybody, the girls were way more welcoming than the guys were. Like Mike, Robbie, and Theo, I don't even think said a word to me. And actually, until the last episode, I think that was the first exchange of words Robbie and I ever had, was when I asked him like how Katrina's outfit looked. So the guys weren't like the warmest to me, but like the girls are really sweet. Like Anika is amazing. Like T is like a big lover. Like she's like my little sister. And Jordan's sweet too. I love her.
Yeah. In the beginning, when we meet Tierra, it seems like she's distancing herself. Like she was distancing herself from everyone else. Did you ever get that vibe from her when you finally had the opportunity to meet her, or was she more welcoming at that point?
I don't think it's necessarily like her being welcoming. It's just like Tia, like she's an observer. Like she has a really good read on people. Like if you talk to her for 10 minutes, she'll be able to tell you like your deepest and darkest fear, like like your strongest quality, like your best, and just anything about you. So she just sits back and kind of like takes things in. I always called her like the morality of like the house, like people wouldn't do certain things, like they wouldn't, because like T was like there, like don't do that. Like she would tell people like that's not right, and she would stick up for pretty much anyone as long as she believed in it.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's pretty cool to hear that because you don't really see that play out too much. So that's pretty cool to hear that. Mm-hmm. So you're in this house. Do you like the house? Is the house too small? Does it stink? Are there roaches in the house? What's going on with this house?
I mean, it's definitely a beautiful house, and it was decorated really cool. I didn't feel like anything was really mine because there was just so many people and all I had was like my little corner. And Katrina and I shared a bed, so it was like me and Katrina's like little corner. But there was a lot of splinters on the floor. Like it was like an old commercial building that hadn't been refinished, so you would get like 9 or 10 splinters a day if you didn't wear socks. It was awful.
Wow. Okay. Sharing the bathroom, that was chaotic. Having to take a shower, like was there like a waiting list for you to take a shower?
I would go to the gym every day, like pretty much just to shower.
Wow, that's crazy. That is really, really crazy. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Peter hooks up with Jen. Are you mad? Like, tell the truth. Are you mad?
No. Well, I was the first one to encourage them. I was like, go for it. I was like, please don't hold back. And they make like a way better couple. Like, I already know how my tendency to like get sick of guys, and I was like sick of him like the next day. So that's fine. I was like, I don't know, I feel bad. But Jen and Peter are like a perfect couple. No, I was not. I was like, go for it.
In this last episode, we hear you describe what your type of guy would be like, and you talk about he needs to have thick thighs, really thick thighs, and you're like, not like Peter. So is Peter skinny? Because it's hard to tell watching him on camera.
Okay, well, you guys didn't see, but we had done some like acrobatic yoga in the park, and this guy was like holding me up and like, turning me around with his feet and stuff. And I was like, Peter, you try it with me. And like Peter's just like shaking. And I was like, here, you go on top. So like it was me that had to go up and like hold Peter. So like, I was like, come on. He's like holding me with his like leg strength. I'm 120 pounds. Like that's not that big of a deal to hold.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, you two just weren't meant for each other at all. It was cute. It was a cute little attraction, but that's all that it was. Got you. So, is Katrina a mean girl? Because she seems like between the two of you, like you have these jokes that you would say about, sporadically just say a joke or whatever. And in you guys' head, it's like funny, haha. But it seemed like a lot of people were getting offended by your little one-liners. So, I mean, are you ladies mean girls? Like, how would you classify you guys?
I mean, do you have a sibling?
Yeah.
Do you know that unspoken, like, shit talk that you can do with your eyes? Just, like, the inside jokes that you're like, I think you know what I'm thinking? Like, that just happens so often. And you could already see Katrina and I are very similar.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We can read each other's minds. And we definitely, and she's not a mean girl. Katrina and I are probably, if you were to ask any of the castmates, like, they would say that we are, like, the nicest. Like, we are really nice. And we're kind and we're loving. And I don't hate anybody or wish ill harm on anybody. And, but Katrina, she's not a mean girl. She just is tough. Katrina's like a tough girl,
Okay. Was it difficult getting to know Mike and being around Mike?
No. Mike was like a puppy dog. The first day, he kind of like annoyed me. Not kind of annoyed me. We really got on each other's nerves the first day. And then the next day, we're like, yo, let's never get like that again. Because MTV like showed like a nice version of it. Like, it was pretty bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was bad.
Did you ever have any conversations with Mike, like one-on-ones, like, about the experience, you guys being filmed by the cameras, what it felt like? Have you ever had any kind of conversations like that with him or any of the other castmates?
Definitely with Mike. I mean, he had done like the reality TV show thing before, so he's always not like plotting or scheming, but like he has an idea of how things are gonna play out, which definitely would work to his advantage. And like he kind of wanted to like pull you under like his wing sometimes and be like, yo, but if you do this, then it'll be like that. But no, it was funny. No, Mike and I, we like squashed our beef like the next day. We were cool.
Okay, that's what's up. Do you understand why he decided to leave the show?
I mean, I honestly didn't even know what he had said. I was watching it with the viewers when I had heard like verbatim what was said. Not even until after the show I was just like, what did he say? Because it wasn't really made that big of a deal like in the house because there's so many different things going on. So it was just like, oh, Mike left. There's so many people going on, so many different things occurring. There are some days where there's like 3 or 4 fights. So, I mean, I understand why he left the show. I told him not to leave in that time. I was like, Mike, just don't do it. Like, just sleep on it. I didn't want him to regret anything. So, I mean, being drinking influences a lot. And I think that had a lot to do with it.
Yeah. This last particular episode, we see you and your sister vibing, doing your own thing. It seems like you ladies are ostracizing yourself from the rest of the group. Is that what we're watching right now? Can you explain that?
No, I wouldn't say that, like, we were, like, I don't know, secluding ourselves. I mean, we're sisters. And so, like, I feel there's a lot that doesn't, like, get shown on air, So they're going to show the most important things. And, of course, whatever, go along with it. Yeah, we definitely hung out a lot because we like doing similar things and we are sisters. I don't know. We definitely weren't trying to do it on purpose. We always included everybody, but sometimes.
Yeah, they're definitely painting this picture as you ladies are like over here and everybody else is over here. What happened with the dinner and you ladies not going to Robbie's, family?
Well, I wish I would have known about the dinner. The meatballs looked really good on TV. Like, I wasn't even out at the family dinner. Like, okay, what time is Anna's interview? Okay, this is the time we'll have the dinner.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And I didn't even know about it until afterwards, like literally watching it. And I was like, oh, wait, how are they going to make it seem like he just yelled at me for no reason? And they're like, oh, that's how they made it seem.
So it was, you guys were okay. It wasn't like complete like argument between you and Robbie and Katrina?
Well, actually, you know what? It's funny that you say that because like I love Robbie. Like Robbie is he's a sweetheart. He's 22 years old. He comes from a really good family. He definitely likes things a certain way. He has like only child syndrome, which like you can't really have in like a house of 14 people.
Right.
But like and everybody else I think handled it better because Robbie has 2 younger twin sisters who are like 16 years old. So he's like, you could definitely see where he would talk to my sister and I, like he was talking to his like twin sisters. So I think being a 25-year-old like adult, I'm like, can you please not speak to me like I'm like your little sister? Like I have an older brother. Like he did that growing up. You know, you can just tell me. Okay.
Yeah.
So like an example would be like he would be in like the refrigerator in the kitchen. I would like come up and you know grab something out, and then he'd be like, and make sure to close the door. Like, oh no, I've never used a refrigerator before. I'm just gonna leave it open. Like,
Right.
do things like that.
Okay, so you guys got along. It was like roommate love. Like you would argue and then you know be cool in an hour or so.
Or more older brother love.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
So Cassius and Theo, I don't really see you have too many conversations with Theo. I saw the one episode where you guys were on the stoop and you guys were conversing about him, and you know he was talking about his trauma and stuff that he has to take care of, how he you know has to work 9 to 5 and you know 40 hours a week and all of that. Did you? How can I say this? Were you more empathetic and sympathetic to Cassius and what he had going on versus Theo? How was that relationship between you and the guys?
So going into the house, Katrina was very close with Theo. And I even told Cass when I first met him, like I knew Katrina was closest with Anika and Theo. So kind of Will and Cass, I was like, you know what? Like Katrina's close with Anika and Theo, and you guys are their counterparts, so you have to be alike in some way. You know, you don't date somebody for 3 years if you don't like them at all.
Right.
And, so I kind of just I clicked with them too. Like going into the house, like Theo or Will and Cass were my boys, and Theo was Katrina's. So I definitely not empathized with Cass more, but you guys did not see a lot. Like Theo and Cass like genuinely love each other, and Cass, and I know he loves Theo. Like when they were around each other, when it was just like Theo, Cass, Katrina, and I, it was like we were all just like siblings hanging out. Just the way. And there's like no bond that's like family.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that. Definitely in the beginning, it seemed like Cassius was really trying to get Theo's attention, trying to let Theo know that, you know, I'm here. If you need me, we're family. And then it seems like towards the tail end of this particular episode, it just crumbled over a misunderstanding about Black history and you should be proud in the skin that you're in. Were you there? Did you see them squabbling?
Honestly, that wasn't the interview. Katrina and I, we were scheduled right afterwards. So I kind of remember like Courtney, poor thing, like frantically running around and oh, poor Court. She was like so frazzled. And and then when we got back to the house, it was the same thing. We were during the interview when it had happened. Or we were doing our interview. So we didn't know the entire time.
Wow.
Like only we're just kind of told.
Wow. So when you found out that Theo has to go home, what's going on in your head? Because I think it was Katrina that was in the cut watching or saying goodbye to Theo. Were you there or were you not in the area?
Oh, no, I was there. I was with T mainly because T was definitely having the hardest time out of everybody with Theo leaving. I mean, Theo was her rock. Like, they love each other. Like, no matter what, like, how they are now still. Like, the love that they had for each other was just so evident.
Yeah. I mean, it's a terrible situation that, and I was listening to Theo's words. He was like, once again, I'm allowing Cassius to ruin an opportunity for me because he had to go home. How do you feel about those words?
Well, just those words in general.
Yeah.
Just those words, like not even applied to this situation. I don't think that anybody can make me do anything. Like, I'm my own person. The words that come out of my mouth, I do my own actions. Like, so I'm not ever gonna blame anything on somebody that, like, you know, I don't know.
Right.
So I just don't like the fact that it was like they had said that, but then again, like, you feel, I don't know, the whole situation is just so messed up. I don't even like to discuss it.
Yeah, it is a crazy situation. After this particular episode, Peter like assured me that episodes are going to get crazier and crazier and crazier. Does that have anything to do with between you and him, or having issues with each other?
Okay, so I mean, Peter said last in the interview with you that he definitely has like anger problems, and in other interviews he said when he drinks, he has the anger issues. And I think as time goes on, just drinking and it becomes a habit. I don't know. He said that he was getting luck or help now. Hopefully, he gets it.
Oh wow! So it's that bad.
I mean, security was called. I swear, watching the episode with the Yo Mama and just like that was just like a little bit of it, like not even the brunt of what we would get. So I kind of got like PTSD watching it. I was like, oh my god, that's what we had to go through every night. It was like every night he did it.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So I mean, do you have any bad blood with anybody now? You know, outside of your sister. Obviously, you and your sisters. You get along. You love your sister. Mm-hmm. But does anything happen as far as that's negative energy between you and anybody else in the cast outside of the show?
No. I feel like our relationships have actually gotten stronger, like outside of the show.
Okay.
All the girls I'm really close with, and I've gotten even closer with, like off the show. Besides Jen, but still, like I seriously love Jen. Like I have mad love for her. And the guys, pretty much all of them I get along with, and even Peter I hope to one day be able to like sit down and have drinks and like laugh about this with, but I don't know.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
So what type of music do you like? Let's not talk about the show no more. Let's get a little personal real quick before I let you go back to your night. What kind of music do you like? Because we never hear actual today music on the show. It's always some like techno or whatever in the clubs, and you guys are offbeat because they can't play the music that you're listening to. What kind of music do you like?
Okay, I'm gonna show you my playlist right now, or I'm gonna just read a couple songs off of it. Right now I love Caroline. Okay, so these are a couple. Well, The Weeknd, of course, but it's Starboy. Black Beatles, Fade, Caroline, Train, play that song, love that song.
Okay.
For Free. Like our theme songs in the house were like One Dance by Drake, Work by Rihanna, all the way up, and like For Free.
All right, that's what's up.
Oh, okay. And the song, what was it? Like You Don't Want No Problem with Me. Oh my God, Will would sing that all the time.
That's what's up. Did you get to bring anybody to the house? Any cuties for yourself? Did you get to like rub on any kneecaps or anything with anybody?
Those thick thighs though?
Yeah.
No, I mean like we definitely brought people to the house, but production made it clear like you have to like be able to, you have to like want to pursue something like with them if you want to have them sleep over. But they actually did fly my mama out. Okay. So she was able to come, yeah.
All right. So are you talking to anyone? Do you have any love interest in your life? Anybody watching?
No. I mean, no. I like being single, especially at this point in my life. Yeah. I have a tendency to like be all or nothing, and I like put others before myself. So I just want to kind of like get on my own path, I guess.
Right.
And then I can choose who I want to be with instead of basing like my path around theirs.
That's what's up. Makes sense. What would you tell any of the people that watch Real World about either yourself, the show, or what you would like to pursue now that the show is over?
Well, I mean, Real World has definitely given me a platform to do like just certain things that I don't think I normally would have been able to do. Like I've been speaking at a couple different colleges in the area, like UCF and Full Sail, and I was able to apply my degree and not so much like speak on Real World's behalf, but just be able to like relate my experience to just like the social construction of society and just a couple different things too, just also to expand on my speaking skills. And then everybody, like, I have a passion about animals. One of my fans that happened to be an Orlando native, we have like a similar dog. And so we decided to be able to, we're going to do a charity event downtown, like Lake Eola, like on a brunch, like and like do an adoption event and work with the Humane Society. To be able to, I know.
That's
so
what's
like
up.
just things like that like it takes no time that I would love to do. Brings people together.
That's what's up. Yeah, Lake Eola is beautiful. I do have to say that about Orlando. Like, Orlando's downtown area is gorgeous. It's clean. The architecture is nice. Lake Eola is beautiful. Another great downtown area is downtown Chicago. Like, it's very, like, I like pristine, like, big open spaces, great architecture. And so I definitely give that up to Orlando and Chicago. Definitely. So what's next for you? Do you think that you'd ever want to do anything with TV ever again?
Well, how do I put this? On the show, I always used to write, and on the show, you have to like collect your thoughts a lot, and so I was always writing, and so I kind of like to tap back into that passion, but it also like expanded how I look at TV. I never thought it was like an option for me, but behind the scenes, I was like, I could be a story editor, I could be a writer, I could do anything.
Cool.
So I would do something behind the scenes for sure. I don't know about being in front of the camera again. Maybe the challenges, but that will be about it.
All right. Well, I think this is really, really cool. Like I said, I usually only, well, not only, but I usually come across the girls on Bad Girls Club, and it's always kind of a different slew of questions that I always have to ask these ladies regarding dramatic events in the house. But it's really nice to do a different show and get you guys' perspective, being behind the cameras or in front of the cameras, and what it's like dealing with the real world. Because literally it is the real world, and it's nice to see that you guys have real issues and that you guys go through real stuff, and even afterward it's still there. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty cool. I want to thank you so much for taking the time out to do this cute little interview. Yeah, no problem. Are there any last words you want to say to anyone on the show?
I love everybody on the show, and the crew is amazing. Like, the best crew, and those are lifelong friends as well. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, we saw. What was the girl's name that was laughing at the two of you in bed when you were free balling with the pillow between your legs?
It was Allie.
Okay. Yeah. She couldn't hold herself. She had.
It was like the PG version of what we were talking about. Like. Poor Allie, she's so good at her job. She can like keep the straightest face. Like, out of all people, we're like, Allie though, like, it was so funny.
That's what's up. Explain to the people that weren't able to understand your history with your sister, if you can give us a little brief synopsis of how you came to meet and how that all worked out for the show.
Okay, yeah, I met Asia when I was about 15. I was about to turn 16.
I was trying to hurry. I didn't know nothing. All I did was I came. I didn't want to do nothing. I was so hungover. I came. There was everything else. Right. I didn't.